So I am back in one of my favorite spots, Haviland Bay. I come here and I take my textbooks with me and I do a lot of reading sitting in the car. And even though it's minus 13 with a wind chill, with the sun, you know, beating onto the car and sitting in there with a toucan and whatnot, it's not that bad. It's quiet. I can get a lot of reading done for school. So I am, these are snowmobile lines, and I'm walking out on the frozen lake, Lake Superior. Highway is over here, and following some snowmobile lines here. And if you can see off in the distance, the ice huts are starting to emerge. So when you see these lines, it means that, and you see snowmobilers, drive in, right? If you're parked there, you're reading, you see them drive in. You know that if the lake is holding a snow machine with a man on it that probably weighs 200 pounds, it's going to hold a 5'6.5", 117-pound female like myself, right? So again, it's a little scary to kind of sometimes go out on the frozen lake when you're not used to it, maybe when you're not from here, but as soon as you start seeing the ice huts up and you start seeing people, using the lake or snow machine, it's solid. So it's pretty cool to, be able to do this when you're not used to doing it, when you're not from the north. Well, my family's from the north, but I was not raised here. So it's pretty cool because down south we just do not have the weather consistently cold enough to do this type of thing. So yeah, and it's nice to get off in the middle of nowhere and sort of assess things. And so many changes have happened to me, lately. Sometimes mentally it's hard to keep up. I mean, I try to keep walking, I try to stay active as much as I can, but I'm always aware that when I walk, things just don't feel right. Things don't feel aligned. My back feels really odd, for lack of a better word, just because I've put it out so many times and it's just in that state now of constant feeling just like nothing is lined up. So it's having to deal with that. It's having to deal with that reality, because it is a new reality, and going on from that reality. The same with the constant reality of my eyes changing, and it's like anything. It's just, if you fight against it instead of going with it, it's worse. And yeah. So just a little view here on this beautiful day, and I believe minus 13, or minus, what is it, minus 9 feels like minus 13. But it doesn't, and I'm the type of person that actually does get cold fairly easily. I have bad circulation, but it doesn't feel that bad. It doesn't feel that bad if you just, you dress for it, and common sense, you wear what you got to do, you wear your layers, and yeah. So I'm going to get back at it. I was reading for about an hour and a half, and my eyes were a little bit fried because sometimes if I read too long with having, negative 10 vision, I get a lot of strain. So again, it's just, studying in a way that works for you as opposed to other people. Some people may think it's odd that, why would you come, half an hour north of town and sit in the middle of nowhere and read it in the middle of winter. But you do what works for you, and I personally am attempting to drive a lot less for financial reasons, for environmental reasons. So I only do this about once a week now. But I find this place very calming. I find it centers me back sort of into myself. And that's really important, right? Because it's been a very hard time lately, and a lot of changes. I've changed very quickly as a person. I've grown, I've changed, and I'm still me, obviously, but in a lot of ways I just feel very, very changed and very transformed, and yeah, as we grow and adapt and rechannel our energies into things, and yeah, anyways, I will see everybody later.